Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everyone. Good evening and welcome to our online discussion for the professional ethic course. Today we will starting our final presentation of the last chapter of the engineering ethics book. So for this class discussion will be presented by Unitiara. So for Unitiara, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Um, is that my voice loud and clear? First of all,
Yes, Un.
Yes, it
okay,
is.
okay. So, first of all, let me share my screen first. Okay, is that my screen visible?
Yeah, it's already on screen.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, moderator, for the opportunity. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Delrin Alpha with student ID number 2046. Gonna be present one of chapter um learning course of professional ethic course with this one is talking about new horizons in engineering, and for the lecture of this course is Mr. Dr. Fajar Gumbira. Okay. Okay, first of all is introduction. Okay. Um, already moved to the next screen, right? So in this for introduction, first we're gonna questioning why look towards new horizon. So here's the thing. So first, engineers face rapid change like globalization, automation, climate change, and then ethical challenge evolve with technological innovation. And that we have a goal which is explore emerging frontiers and ethical implication. And for the explanation, briefly, is engineers must adapt not only technically but ethically to new societal roles and global expectation. Okay. Next is talking about engineering education and ethics. Due to the book, so it stated for the Gordon S. Brown 1962 advocated for a change in engineering education to address rapid technological investment. And modern engineering education integrates ethics to address societal expectations and challenge posed by new technologies. And there is burdening responsibilities that having here. First is from technical problem solver to social and environmental steward. And then engineers influence public policy, corporate behavior, and also sustainability. And for the explanation, the provision is no longer confined to building things. So it's about shaping the future responsibly. Yeah. So next we're going to talking about globalization and ethics that quite crucial in this part. So first of all, there is something that called global engineering and global ethics. Okay, so in this part, multinational project mean navigating diverse legal and ethical norms. And for example, like environmental standard vary between countries. Yeah, we can see that every country have their own standard, and each giving a different stricten one. And then the next part explanation, engineer must respect cultural diversity while upholding core ethical values. So it can be based on the ethical value that having in each of the country. That's why they are vary. And then next, okay, next is about environmental stewardship. So in here, engineering solution must consider long-term environmental impact. Like the topics can be like green technology, renewable energy, life cycle analysis, that giving like sustainable impact or solution. For the explanation, like ethical engineering today must support ecological balance and generational equity. Okay, the next is environmental responsibility. We're quite familiar with this word. So, engineers are increasingly expected to protect the environment alongside public health and welfare. And then, sustainable development links the constructed and natural environments, and passing responsibility to future generation. And then, engineer must balance environmental protection with associated cost and legal constraint. Okay, the next part is there is something that called on autonomous vehicle. So this is one of technologies. So autonomous vehicle development raise ethical and legal questions such as programming decision for safety versus legality. So like CIA taxonomy defines automatic level from level 0, which is no automation, to level 5, which is full of automation. So this range. And then ethical concern, including programming personalized ethics setting and addressing human factors in conditional autonomous system. And then there is IoT, which is Internet of Things, and cybersecurity. So this is like IoT growth, like 50 billion devices by 2022, increasing vulnerabilities to cyber attacks and privacy loss. An engineer must weigh risk against the benefit of IoT application. Okay, after all of technologies that already like increasing in the name of time, there is something that called emerging technologies that we have to aware with. So like innovation versus ethical risk. So like we know like AI, generating engineering, non-tech bring new dilemmas. Why? Because who is responsible when machine make decisions? That's the big question. For that's why engineer must anticipate the ethical consequences of disruptive technologies. Emerging technologies, example like nanomaterials, biomedical engineering, will introduce new ethical dilemmas that I already mentioned before. Engineer must be equipped to address unintended consequences of technological advancement. Yeah. So next, there is something that called corporate social responsibility or CSR. We're familiar when we're talking about industry or corporate, right? So in this part, there's something it's called ethic in the business context. So companies demand not just profit but also purpose. So engineers help shape ethical companies policy. Example like whistleblower protection. So like ethical engineers guide their organization toward responsible action to defense the emerging technologies that we don't want to appear in the first part. So, and then there is something that's called whistleblowing revisited. So, in this, it's mainly talking about new risks and moral courage. So, advanced technologies can amplify harms, like whistleblower may be the key. Ethical support system are critical, and the explanation is the stakes are higher, and engineering must be empowered to speak out. Okay, so next is professional codes and global standards. So we do realize the evolving ethic have a framework. So like this needs for update codes for to address new context. Example like AEEE and SPE, Global Engineering Accord. So ethics should reflect a contemporary issue like data privacy, sustainability, and AI bias. And then there is something that and that's why after all of like the explanation before, we do realize that we have something that called education for future engineers. Why it is critical and crucial, because preparing for the next generation, because ethic must be integrated in engineering curriculum and case-based learning, cross disciplinary exposure. Like future engineers needs both technical skill and moral imagination that have to be combined and work together in the first place. Okay, finally we jump into the conclusion. Okay, for the conclusion, for the things is first, engineering is evolving, like in the ethically, socially, and globally, and then embrace border rules with responsibility and foresight. And there's quotes in this book that state that the future of engineers depends not only on what we build, but on how and why we build it. So the future of engineering requires addressing technological and ethical challenge in an economical, sustainable, and inclusive manners. Engineers must adapt to evolving societal needs while maintaining ethical responsibility. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much, and giving back to moderator.
Okay, thank you very much for Unitiara for a very comprehensive and insightful presentation. So, we basically truly enhance our understanding of the importance of the engineering in the new horizon, or the world of the engineering in the future. So now we will move on the question and answer session. I would like to invite all of the class member to give the question or the advice to the uh, materials or the presentation that already present. So, if anyone have a question, please raise your hand. Okay, Udazaki, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Shiva, and thank you, Tiara, for your presentation. So I would like to ask about this chapter 9. So one of the new horizons in engineering is artificial intelligence or AI. So my question is, if AI can design more efficiently than the humans, so like what's the future role of the engineer, such as the engineer like creator, supervisor, or translator of machine? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question, Uda. Maybe you can write the question in the text box, maybe.
Okay, Siva.
Now, I will invite other class member to ask question or a response related to the material. So if any other class member have a question, please raise your hand. Or maybe I will give my question first. So I would like to ask Unitiara. So uh, in terms of the new horizon, right? Robots are becoming a bigger part of our life, doing things from factory work to helping people. This means engineers have to think about some sort ethical question when they design and build these smart robots, especially ones that could take over many jobs. What should their responsibility be? how do they find a good balance between making cool, efficient robots and without worrying about people losing their jobs and the gap between the rich and poor people getting bigger? So, for Unitiara, do you get the point?
Yeah, I think I got your point. Maybe just help to write down. Thank you.
Okay, Un. So, if anyone has another question, please kindly raise your hand. Yes, udah Adsil, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Siva and also Tiara. So my question for Tiara presentation. First, how can an engineer ensure that their technological innovation, like maybe automatic car and something like that, do not reinforce social inequalities or harm vulnerable groups, especially in system based on the artificial intelligence or automation, like I said before. And the second question, to what extent is engineer morally responsible when the technology they design is used beyond its original context for purpose that harm the environment? I think that's all for me. Giving back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Datsil, for the question. So, for the next, who will give the question? Please raise your hand. Okay, Areta, time is yours.
All right. For I give it my question, I'd like to say thank you for the presenter as well as the moderator. So I would like to ask for the Unitiara. So how can the engineering education further evolve to equip future engineers with the skills to address both technological and ethical challenges effectively, and also what should be the balance between environmental protection and economic costs in engineering design, and how can the engineers be guided to make these decisions? Maybe that's all from me. Thank you. Giving back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Areta. So for the next, udah Hanif, you can ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Siva, for the opportunity, and thank you, Tiara, for the insightful presentation. So, I would like to ask, as technologies such as autonomous vehicle and IoT begin to rise debate about the user adjustable ethic, can similar approach be applied in environmental engineering, and to what extent should the public be involved in defining environmental ethics standard? Certain mental engineering graduates have freedom to adjust their ethical principles based on the specific project or workplace context. I think that's all.
Thank you for the question, udah Hanif. Maybe you can write down your question in the text box. Okay, for the last one, we have question from Uda Lutfi. So maybe uh, I can read the question. So, as environmental engineers, how do we make sure that new technologies like carbon capture or smart city system actually help the environment without creating new problems for vulnerable communities down the line. So that's all of the question. For Unitiara, please feel free to respond or answer the question.
Okay, thank you so much, moderator, for the opportunity. So, first questions, I'm going answer a question from Muzaki. So he asked that, wait a minute. Okay, sorry, my connection just unstable for a minute before, and I already moved. So, for the first question, that is Muzaki. So he asked that if AI can design more efficiently than human, what is the future role of engineer, like curator, supervisor, or translator of machine logic? Um, so as mentioned before, like um even like AI already become like super what is called super yeah, super good and basic of the tools things. It always that they're never gonna be better than human, even like they are already as efficient as they can. That's the first things, and that's why like um the future role of engineering could be hybrid. Like they can be creator of high level concept, can be supervisor, like will always be supervisor because they become the supervisor of AI driven process. Like even if the AI is really efficient and so on, but they're still the maker of the AI, right? That's why they're gonna be always become the supervisor of this AI, and also become the translator of what? Translator of the machine logic into human-centered solution because of the basic of the AI itself is making from the human, and that's why they're going to be the translator of how this AI can be efficient or can be related to the human itself. That's why. So, but that's why it's mentioned in the part of emerging technologies that engineers or human um, must like anticipative like the disruptive of technologies because the high end of them by giving like ethical consequences. That's why as a supervisor we have to ensuring the ethics, safety, and real world applicability of the AI itself. That's why that they're not going to be disruption or problem for the human in the end of the day. I think that's for the answer. Giving back to moderator.
Thank you, Uni, for the clear answer. For Uda Muzaki, do you have any further comments or the follow-up question?
Thank you for Tiara. I think it's enough.
Okay, thank you, Da. So for Unitiara, you can next to the other question.
Okay, thank you. So the next I'm going to answer questions from Lutfi. So the question, if I'm not mistaken, is as environmental engineers, how do we make sure that new technologies like carbon capture or smart city system actually help the environment without creating new problems for vulnerable communities down the line? Um, okay, first of all, we have to have same basic standard of understanding that the technologies is making to help human life. That's why they are we engineer create technologies to make our life easier to help us. That's why this absolutely like carbon capture or smart city system gonna be helpful for the society and of course for this environment because carbon capture system is making to help the environment to be more efficient to reduce like the emission problem which is like the carbon problem that appear in the environment, so it's going to be help specifically for air part of environment and also the smart cities part. And for the things it without creating new problem for vulnerable communities down the line, it's should be what is called thinking in the step of creating these technologies. I mean like that's why as an engineer we have to learning about emerging technologies to anticipate this kind of problem by giving like the best before solution by its call is by co-anticipation. And the example of this like environmental engineers ensure like the new technology help with harming vulnerable communities, example by applying life cycle assessment. So we do like engaging in inclusive stakeholder consultation, prioritizing equity in design, and following the precautionary principle to anticipate unintended consequences. That the example of how this anticipating helpful to reduce like another new problem can be created and still highlight the things of the helpful part of this technology. I think that's my question. Thank you. Giving back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Unitiara, for the clearly great answer. So I hope Uda Lutfi can get the point. So for the next question, you can answer. Yeah, next one.
Okay, thank you, moderator. So next question is for moderator Shifa. So the question is, robots are becoming a bigger part of our life, doing things from factory work to helping people. This means engineers must to think about some top ethical questions when they design and build these smart robots, especially one that could take over many jobs. What should the responsibility be? How do they find a good balance between making cool, efficient robots and worrying about people losing their job and the gap between the rich and poor getting bigger? That's quite impressive question. So for the first part of question, the responsibility part of the engineer, of course, when they're design or build this kind of smart robot, they have to consider a lot of things in the first place, and not only just the efficiency of how much this robot can help our human life, but they also have to think that how much this robot can be impacted to a lot of sector of life. That's why part of responsibility based on the way of think of the engineer as a maker of design itself that we can give a portrait with. And also the second part is while they are making this smart robot, they have to realize that this robot not gonna creating a new problem for the society or human life, because in the sense of helping some of group of people, but reducing the life essence for a lot of group of people. That's also a part of responsibility of the engineers by have this kind of creation of thinking by making this robot. I think that's our responsible. And the third one, of course, after making this robot, they have to giving a well explanation to the society, to the target customer of this smart robot, like how should they using this robot smartly, like that, so this robot gonna be helpful for them but not gonna be another disaster that can be creating the problem and stuff, by giving a well explanation and smart way for using it as well. So that's how the responsibility of engineers should be done. And then for the second question, um find a good balance for like making cool efficiency and worrying people losing job and making, yeah, that's I told you before, and because mostly like the one that gonna be the target of the user of this smart robot, of course the one that affordable to buying it. That's why it's mostly giving efficiency, let's say for rich people. But in other hand, it can be a disaster for poor people because they can probably lose their job because the ability that they have is already having by the robot, and the robot is using by the rich one. So it's that's why it's gonna can be making the these things getting bigger and bigger. That's why as engineers must considering that at the first part by ensure that, oh yeah, even the robot can be like example the cleaner of etc, but they're not gonna be helpful um as as a human itself. For example, maybe there have a limit of operation time, or maybe like they have um, sense of uh, uh, like what is called um, the comfort aspect that robot don't have but human have. Maybe that's also can be the consideration. And also like even like some of job is already take over by the robots of this smart robot, engineer must be giving the solution like how we create the other opportunity for the one that already their job taking over by the robot, by giving them another sector that's still related for them, but not taking over by the robot itself, because we realize that it will be happen. So like simply just saying that engineers should design robot responsibly by considering social impact, aiming complements human work rather than replace it. That's the part. And the promoting returning opportunities and ensuring technology benefits are shared to reduce inequality, not deepen on it. Yeah, I think that's. Thank you. Giving back to moderator.
Thank you, Un, for the answer. I think it's such a comprehensive and easy to understand question. So we still have two other question, maybe. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we still have two other question. Uh, you can next. You can go ahead to answer the next question.
Okay, thank you, moderator. So for the next question is from Atsil. So the question is first, how can an engineer ensure that their technological innovative do not reinforce social inequalities to harm vulnerable group, especially a system based on artificial intelligence and automation? For the answer is for the long explanation, it's quite same for this Shifa answer. But briefly, engineer can ensure their innovation don't reinforce social inequalities by integrating ethical design principle. Like I mentioned before, the aspect of the ethical design principle is like the things like before, like ensuring three aspects that I've already mentioned, and then conducting impact assessment, and then can also involving diverse stakeholders. So while making this, they can giving another a lot of job opportunity to maybe like the person that yeah, just say that can be replacing by the AI or maybe like the smart robot and etc. Because there can be called as a rough worker, right? So in making robot also we need this kind of rough worker maybe for the like the tooling part or etc. So that's why we're giving another opportunity even by creating this robot. Even we're creating the robot that taking over the other capabilities. Yeah, I think that's and ensuring the transparency and fairness in AI system to minimize bias and exclusion of vulnerable groups. That's why we ensure that it is like not making for the just like high end part of society. That's why it's neglecting the poor part. That's why it have to be making in transparency and fairness. And for the second question, to what extent in engineering morally responsible when the technology they design is used beyond its original context for a purpose that harms society or the environment? Mm, Okay. For this part, I think that engineers hold like having like hold partial moral responsibility when their technology is misused. So, especially if foreseeable harm were ignored during design, ethical engineering demands anticipating misuse, embedding like safeguards, and advocating for responsible policy framework even beyond the original context. That's why like we can extend that, yeah, in that part. Yeah, I think that's giving back to moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Unitiara. What about Uda Atsil? Do you got the point from the answer?
Okay, thank you, Tiara and the point. Thank you very much.
Um, Maybe for the next question, you can answer for the next question. And
Okay, thank you, moderator. For the next questions is from Areta. So the questions first: how can engineering education further evolve to equip future engineers with the skills to address both technological and ethical challenge effectively? Um, Oh yeah, for this part, I do believe that engineers' education must evolve by integrating ethics, sustainability, and interdisciplinary thinking into technical curricula. Yeah, we can do like example promoting project-based learning, real-world case study, and collaborative across social science and policy. So they can have understanding in both aspect of technology part and ethical part because this quite challenging for the efficiency. So the future engineers are equipped to navigate both of technological and ethical complexity itself, and they hopefully can merge them together to be collaborative. So there is none of them that technology or ethical part that marginalized into each other. Yeah, the collaborative one. Yeah, that's for the first question. And then for the second is what should be the balance between environmental protection and economic cost in engineering design, and how can engineers be guided to make this decision? So for me, I think that the balance between environmental protection and economic cost should be guided by yeah, can be giving solution maybe by um yeah, life cycle analysis, sustainable design principle, and long-term value over short-term gains. Because in life cycle analysis, we learn about the cycling of example products or example technologies. And in this cycle, we learning like how we can reduce the potential harm that making in here. So it can be the aspect of economic that we are apprehend here. But in other hand, we also giving highlight for environmental protection by giving awareness in each of stage of processing, I guess, how to reduce the problems. Yeah, and it's also helping the economic cost because after we reduce the problem, we can give another solution. Maybe like by decreasing the things or the tools or maybe the sources that can be helping for the economic course. Yeah, economic costs. And then engineers also need clear regulatory frameworks, ethical trading, and decision-making tools that incorporate environmental, social, and economic trade-off. I think that's my answer. Thank you. Giving back to moderator.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Uni. How it is, Hareta? Do you have any follow-up question or you got the point?
I think I got a point. That's clear enough. Thank you for Unitera for the answer.
Okay, Arita. So, for the last question from Uda Anif, yeah, maybe. So Unitiara, you can answer the last question. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. So for the last question from Hanif, is this technologies such as autonomous vehicles and IoT begin to raise debates about user adjustable ethics. Can a similar approach be applied in environmental engineering? And to extent should the public be involved in defining environmental ethical standard? Should an environmental engineering graduate have the freedom to adjust their ethical principle based on the specific project or workplace context? Mm, Okay, for the first part of question, I think yes. User adjustable ethic could find a place in environmental engineering through context sensitive framework. I mean, like for the instance, balancing the reuse versus the energy use in different region. However, unlike personal tech, environmental decision often affect entire ecosystem and communities. So, like the broad public involvement is crucial in defining ethics standard through participatory process, especially for project with long-term and irreversible impact. Because like mostly they are the user of what we creating, like example, autonomous vehicle or IoT begin. That's why like they are gonna be the extent of public will be involved in defining environmental ethical standard. Yeah, but it's also adjustable to the creating of the engineer itself. So it's like do check and balances for the definition itself. So for the second part of question, I think like have a freedom to adjust their ethical principle based. I don't really understand the part of freedom that trying to highlight here, but I think an environmental engineering graduate should have some flexibility to adapt ethic to context. Yeah, they have flexibility on it, but within non-negotiable boundaries grounded in professional code, sustainable principle, and public interest. But they have also boundaries uh, to like don't have freedom as much as they want, but it can be flexible. But there's boundaries that they have to respect in the first place. So ethical adaptability must not become moral compromise. So yeah, that's the highlight. I think not become moral compromise for the ethical adaptability. Yeah, I think that's my answer. Thank you. Giving back to moderator.
Okay, thank you, Anitara, for the answer. What about Uda Anif? Do you have another question?
Okay, thank you, Tiara, for your opinion. I think that's enough. Giving back to Shiva.
since there are no other questions and we already at the end of this presentation session. So thank you for everyone who already joined in this who joined in this online session, and thank you for the question that you already give to the presenter. And we also thank you to Mr. Fajar Gembira as the lecturer of this engineering ethics course. So maybe that's all for the class session in the tonight. We hope you learn something insightful from this class session. So I will close this. Yeah. Wait, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.